Thank you for joining me with this week's Work With Me Wednesday. So this week I am doing a bandana for a 3,000 pound bull. So let's dive into that, and I'll tell you a little bit about Bill the bull as we go through the process here. So it is my sister's bull, and I had her measure his neck, so she measured at 60 inches. So obviously I want a little bit bigger than that to be able to secure it behind his neck. So I ended up buying 4 yards of fabric. So here I'm just laying it out, making sure that I'm gonna have I wanted, a good 70 inches going across. So just making sure that I had that, cutting in half. And then in front, I wanted it 2 feet high. So kind of going through all that. So a little bit about Bill. He, like I said, he is my sister's steer. She has a horse rescue, so they have like 19 or 20 horses from rescue. And then you know how it is with rescue, especially in her situation where she has a basically a farm and everything. So they've had Bill. He is 6 now, and they got him when he was a few months old. So he's estimated to be about 3,000 pounds, and he's very handsome. He's got these incredible eyes and eyelashes, so he's just kind of a character. So she asked if I would make a bandana for him, because that's kind of what I do. So I said, of course. So we just had to figure out some things with it, as you can see here. So the largest bandana that I make for pets, for dogs, wouldn't quite fit him. So I took what the template that I have for my standard bandanas that I use, that I had made, and just kind of adjusted that. So like I said, I wanted it 2 feet in the front, the triangle to hang down, the point to be at 2 feet. So then here I am just trying to figure out the rest of it before we go to the next step. So now I am pinning, because I'm cutting through 2 layers, and I really didn't want this to move because it's actually 4 layers. So each one will be unfolded for the front and for the back, if that makes sense. So it's two pieces of fabric each of them are folded in half and then on top of each other. So I'm cutting through four layers here, and I just didn't want it to move. So I did pin it, and then we are cutting it out. And then the next step was to embroider his name. So we did that, wanted to get that on there. So the letters are 4 inches high. So my hoop is 5 by 7, so I did have to rehoop it, but it got all straight and everything. So that turned out well. So now I am pinning it together. Put the right sides facing each other, pinned it all together to get it over to the sewing machine, and we'll sew it up next. So right now we're on the next step, and I'm sewing up around all the edges. I'm leaving an opening at the top to be able to turn it inside out. So we will get this finished up. Now we have it off the sewing machine for the first time. I'm going out snipping all the loose thread off, and then I will be turning it inside out. And then once I turn it inside out, I actually go back on the machine and I do a top stitch along the top. I do that on all of my bandanas for some extra durability for the areas around their neck. All of my bandanas are either tie bandanas or they're the kind that you slide over the collar. So I don't typically do Velcro, but my sister had asked for this situation. It'd be a lot easier to get it on and off of him to be able to try to just stick some Velcro together. So that is what I am doing here, getting that sewn on both sides. And it is done.